What's up, everybody? Scarlet back. I know I said I wouldn't use this guy in any sort of video, but he's not going to be fighting or anything. He's just mostly going to be in photo mode, and we're just going to call this the reverse build. So this is going to be for the CAC custom build committee or whatever it's called. My controller keeps falling. But anyways, the point of this is to take basically no side effects when fighting, but also deal a lot of damage. I don't know how to really phrase it, so I'm gonna show it instead. The Super Soul is, let's just enjoy the game right now. It's East Supreme Kai Super Soul. It reduces damage taken from all attacks, but here's the good thing. It nullifies poison, nullifies movement reduction, and nullifies hindrance damage. So if you have a friend or you're going against somebody who just really likes to poison you or anything like that, this is a Super Soul that'll really help you out. Now that damage reduction is gonna help you a lot. The QQ Bang doesn't really matter. I like using this one because it makes my Earthling a little more balanced in terms of damage. You could use whatever you want. This build is more leaned towards male Majins, if anything, but you can use it on any other character if you want. It's not just like one of those things where, oh, it's you gotta use it on this guy. No, it works best on Majins, but you can use it on other characters. Now, the skill set, let's go into that. Rough Ranger, you're gonna want this in case they try and hit you with anything that isn't what was mentioned in that Super Soul. So they try and hit you with like a Kamehameha or something like that, hit them with a Rough Ranger and you can just block it immediately. Now if they're attacking you and you want to get out of it, go Powered Shell. Why? Launch Ki Blast with an underarm throw, my bad. Use the left stick to fire the Ki Blast behind you, and use 300 stamina to fire it even while being damaged. So that just means that you're gonna summon a shield before throwing it, knock them away, you know, all that good stuff. Now here's the good part. That damage reduction that I was talking about earlier is only going to be enhanced by the Do or Die power-up. Strengthen your resolve and temporarily reduce the damage you take. Since you don't crouch before performing the move, it's hard for opponents to cancel it. So you're basically just getting a free damage reduction. They can't do anything to cancel you or anything like that. So this is actually a really good idea if you want to, you know, take less damage. Now, you don't have to use a charge. I'm not saying you have to use a charge. You could either use something like shield barriers, so that way you don't have to take any damage from Ki Blasts. Or, if you don't want to use Rough Ranger and you want to use something completely different, you can just go ahead and use Super Guard. It works just as well, if not better. My only problem is I don't really like using Super Guard. That's just my preference. I would rather do damage with a counter rather than just sit there and do nothing. As for ultimates, this is where things are going to get a little more complicated. So, for strikes, you can't really get a lot because there's literally no strike that is a counter or that acts as a counter. However, if you want to be toxic and you just want to reverse, this is where the reverse part comes in. If you want to just go ahead and flip the table and poison them, Secret Poison is the way to go. However, if you just want to be a purely counteraction character, then you go with this. I don't even want to know what that last part is on that name. And Evil Blast. Evil Blast works with literally every move. It says, well, melee attacks mostly, but I mean it still works. So that's why if you wanted to be a full counter character, you could use this. That way you don't just get hit with Evil Blast by a Ki Blast or anything. You can just, yeah, defend against any attack. So that could also work for anything. So if you wanted to just not use Evil Blast, or if you don't have Evil Blast, you could go something like Reverse, yeah, that name, and whatever else you want to use. So it doesn't really matter what you use, but as long as you have a counter in your moveset, like as an ultimate, you're good. Now, if you have that person and they have a transformation and you're like, I don't want them to have a transformation, use Remote Serious Bomb. This will save you really, like, it'll save you a lot, alright? I'm sorry, I haven't eaten. I stayed up all night. This video is going to be a little difficult to make. So this just takes away their awoken skill for as long as it's active. It doesn't stay for long, so like don't expect it to stay for forever, because it will eventually wear out if you don't use the second input. Speaking of that, if you use the second input, you can actually use a serious bomb targeted directly to them. Like, you don't throw it or anything, and it just, yeah, it just works. You launch it, they get held up, and they take damage. So you're basically making their job to beat you a lot harder by taking away their awoken and countering everything else that they have. For awakening skills, this is just my opinion, I go Beast. That way I have a little more combo strength. You don't have to use Beast, but it is an option. This is why I have Mach Dash. So that way, when I knock them away, I can actually fly over to them. But you do not have to use Mach Dash. Alright, you can use anything like Energy Field or Force Shield or Chaos Wall, like Time Skip, Tremor Pulse, Brutal Buster, Energy Barrier is a really good one. It's all up to you. It's like it's just based on opinion. Now stats, if you're going Majins, you really want to max out that stamina, or at least get it to a high number. Not anything like 11 or 10. You might want to get that to like 50 or 70 up to 100. Basic attack, that's just kind of up to you. Again, that's a you thing, not a me thing. Health, that's optional. You can make that Joker just go completely through the roof, or you can keep it alone, or you could just buff it just a smidge. Key, you might want to get some key for this. Not 10 bars. 10 bars is a little excessive, but just get enough to where you can perform a move and then perform another move straight after. Strikes and key blasts, this is an Earthling, so I have it to where it's 50 strikes and 100 key blasts. That way it's balanced, but you can just go 125 on both. Again, this guy's not a level 29 or 99, so he doesn't have 125 stats. Now, this will really work well if I showed it to you. So let me go ahead and cut to that. See you guys there. Alright, so now that we're in the character selection screen, as you can see, I've got the whole move set right there. I'm gonna select him, and oh, you don't need to know about her just yet. We're gonna use my strongest Saiyan. We're gonna use his strongest preset, because honestly, I feel like it would kind of show off what this build does. I don't have anything that has poison or anything on it, so it's kind of a little useless. But how I'm gonna do it is I'm gonna show this fight, and then the next clip is gonna be someone with a poison move or any of the things listed in the Super Soul, and we'll just kind of see how it goes from there. So we're gonna transform him to Super Saiyan God, give him Beast. Now you're thinking, no, this gives you a damage increase. That's what the do or die is for. So you can deal damage, but also not take much. Whoops. Oh boy. See, this is where the damage part kind of helps. So now we just kill him. And it's that simple. So with a normal character, as you just saw, this guy's like a level, what, 92, 93? He just went against a character who had level 99 Super Saiyan God and one of the, like a good Super Soul for Super Saiyan God. Let me just say. Now, it is a computer. I understand that. It stood less of a chance. But even when it did damage me, it didn't do as much damage as it would have done had I not had this build. So now I'm going to cut to the next clip where it's going to be someone with a poison move, and we'll just see how that works. Alright, so now that we have someone with a movement hindrance move, I'm not going to say which one it is, but we are just going to go ahead and make it to where she gives off her second ability, which I'm pretty sure it should be right. I'm not entirely sure how that whole thing works. So we're just gonna go beast, give me some do or die. That is not the move. Alright, here it is. And now, as you see, she cannot put me in petrifying spit. It is completely impossible for her to hit me with petrifying spit and have it work because of my super soul. So yeah, this build will really help you if you have someone who likes to spam petrifying spit or anything like that. So there it is. Now I'm gonna cut back to where I'm in Canton City, and I'll see you guys there. Well, that's the entire build. I hope you all enjoyed. Will I be doing any more commentary on these videos? I have no clue. That's entirely up to you guys. So let's just go ahead and do it like this. If this video gets more than 5 views, I'll make it reasonable. More than 5 views, I'll do a little more commentary. But if not, it'll just go back to the old formula, and you won't be able to hear me in any of my videos unless it's something important or a live stream. Other than that, I hope you all enjoyed. I hope you can find yourself using this build against somebody. And with that being said, I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.